Good morning, everyone. It is indeed my pleasure to welcome you all at the first ever Faster Awards. As you would all know, it's a great day not just for all of us who are present here, but for the entire online auto media community, the auto enthusiasts of this country, and the auto industry in general. Before we get going with this marathon adjudication process, which will last for 2 days, I think it's important that we make clear as to what we have gathered to achieve here and how collectively we are striving to make a difference. It might take a little long, but this being our inaugural event, I think it's important we make clear our intent and purpose to one and all. But before I get on with that, I would like to first wholeheartedly thank the entire auto industry, which includes all the auto brands and all the wonderful communication and PR people associated with these brands who have very kindly agreed to send us these vehicles for the adjudication process, and that too at a very short notice. Your continued support and cooperation is indeed highly appreciated. Talking about the adjudicators helping us choose the best of the best from the Indian auto industry, we have with us today Gaurav Yadav, the founder and editor at Gadiwadi.com, which is one of the mightiest auto web portals in the country today. We also have with us Mr. Rohit Khurana, founder and CEO at Carblogindia.com. Not only is Rohit a seasoned auto journalist, but also an established technology expert, and is also the founder and editor at Intellect Digest, bringing a multifaceted expertise to the jury panel, which is extremely important in today's tech-driven world. We also have with us Mr. Narendra Sharma, who is the co-founder at GearFliQ.com. Narendra is an industry veteran who has worked on the product and operations side as well, and has years of experience with him with auto companies like Fiat. Narendra is also the secretary at Faster and has played a pivotal role in successfully organizing this first iteration of Faster Awards. From a data acquisition perspective, we have another industry veteran with us in Mr. Ashish Sawant, who is the head at Zen Microsystems. Ashish has over 3 decades of experience in automotive testing and data acquisition. Ashish has been associated with VBox for over 2 decades now, which is the industry standard for testing vehicles. Ashish has a rich experience in testing cars and analyzing the resultant data, and his inputs would be invaluable for us to grade the performance of the vehicles to be tested today. We were also supposed to have Mr. Roshan Joseph, the founder at Pilot on Wheels, but unfortunately he was diagnosed with COVID-19 at the last moment and could not fly to Mumbai from Kochi. Finally, as the chairman of the Faster Committee for this year, I, Amit Chhangani, in the official capacity of the founder and editor at Motorides, would also be acting as a juror at the Faster Awards 2022 to help find the best of the best. With that out of the way, let's get back to the whys and the wherefores of the Faster Awards 2022. You see, in today's day and age where manipulation and information for monetary gain, or sometimes to push a propaganda, is coming across as one of the biggest menaces, we are trying to bring together authentic, high-quality, online-only publications who adhere to journalistic ethics and guidelines in order to offer properly vetted, authentic reportage to their audience. With the camera in their hands, almost every other person has become a journalist today, which, if practiced honestly, can truly be a blessing. People who are connected to the internet now have a strong voice, and they aren't anymore dependent on the traditional media outlets to be seen or heard, which is a great thing. Having said that, the almost non-existent entry barrier to media creation has led to some other miscreants misusing the online media platforms for sensationalism, smear, misinformation, and supposedly interesting content. Thankfully, there are quite a few of us who have been around for years, and even with the false allure of pushing up viewership numbers and earnings by resorting to sensational, false reporting, have consistently refrained from giving into such unethical and dangerous tactics. The sad thing is, with all their grey, obscure algorithms, most social media platforms claim to, but hardly ever really make any efforts to curb emotion-evoking, false, manipulative nonsense. What's even worse is that quality, fact-based and experience-driven content is punished for apparently not being entertaining enough, thus habituating the online audience to meaningless garbage, which is bringing down the quality of both content creators and consumers in a systematic manner. This, if you look at a macro level, poses a danger to our democracy as well, as it is constantly degrading the media as an institution which is also the pillar of our democracy. So with the obscure algorithms of these social media platforms, which encourages emotion-evoking falsehoods to informative, meaningful reportage, we realized it was high time the reliable online publications which believe in the idea of ethical, technically correct reporting and are invested in the business of motoring journalism for the long term came together and made a difference. Being a non-profit voluntary platform, we do understand that there will obviously be some initial roadblocks. We also understand that with different publications coming on board and the associated individuals having different thoughts about the subject, it would take some pursuing and patience to bring all the relevant stakeholders on board. However, there has to be a beginning somewhere. The first iteration of Faster Awards is the first baby step towards attaining the goal of bringing together online motoring publications which value journalistic ethics, correctness and quality of their content over making a quick name or buck for themselves at the cost of credibility. Over the next few years, we aim at bringing more and more credible motoring media outlets under our aegis and become a community of authentic publishers which can be relied upon by motoring information seekers and enthusiasts alike for the most dependable automotive content. Towards that end, Faster Awards 2022 will make a beginning by striving to award the best and the brightest from the motoring industry. Sure, there are many awards in the industry, but at Faster Awards, our ideology is to put a heavy premium on this coveted prize. We won't be doling out awards for every class, size, body type or price point of the spectrum. Nor would we create any subcategories for the purpose of ensuring that every car maker receives some award or the other. The total number of award categories is deliberately kept at a bare minimum to ensure that every contending 2- and 4-wheeler has to really fight it out to achieve the ultimate accolade. In that context, there will only be a handful of categories for the automakers to have a chance at winning. These will include the 3 all-important categories which represent a sweeping majority of automobiles being sold and used in India. These 3 all-important categories, at least from the present-day perspective, are Car of the Year, Bike of the Year and Scooter of the Year. Also, keeping an eye on the future of mobility and being fully aware that the inherent technology used is distinguished enough, we have also created 2 categories in the EV space. These are Electric Car of the Year and Electric Bike of the Year. For this year, we could not shortlist any new electric bike launches which were from a nationally established 2-wheeler manufacturer. Therefore, for the inaugural edition of Faster Awards, we'll only be giving away the Electric Car of the Year award. Also, while the premium vehicle space does not command a big share in the Indian context, the users for this class of cars is properly differentiated and does, as a matter of fact, need to be addressed differently owing to the massive difference in the price point, performance, technology used and expectation from this segment. Thus, to award excellence on the premium end of things, we have constituted 2 separate award categories. These are Premium Car of the Year and Premium Bike of the Year. Now, an industry isn't just made by products. It's a bunch of talented, hardworking, dedicated human beings who run this industry, which has been faithfully serving the nation by not just answering a social need, but also by contributing heavily towards its GDP and by generating enormous employment. To felicitate the best and the brightest personalities in the industry, we have constituted the following Personality Award: Industry Personality of the Year, Motorsport Personality of the Year, Communications Team of the Year and the PR Team of the Year. Now, a good product is worth nothing if you can't make people know about it and give them a good reason to buy it. The marketing and creative teams with various brands burn the midnight oil to ensure that the hard work of their product counterparts gets its due by creating campaigns that deliver the message in a compelling manner. Towards that end, we have also created an award for the Automotive Ad Campaign of the Year. The methodology that we have adopted at Faster Awards isn't just extremely comprehensive, it is also very transparent. The adjudicators would openly rate every car and bike in a quantifiable manner over every parameter that matters. In all, there are 12 parameters for a vehicle to be rated on, where each parameter carries a weightage of 10 points. These parameters include value for money, performance and dynamic ability, fuel efficiency or range, cost of ownership, where things like service quality and brand network really matter, the disruption created by that specific product, styling and aesthetics, comfort, features, powertrain variations offered, safety, brand's track record, refinement and insulation, and finally, there is an additional segment where we give the adjudicators a right to add or deduct marks. Combining the maximum weightage of 10 marks for each one of these parameters, the maximum objective marks a car or bike can score is 120. Having said that, there are sometimes certain aspects of a machine which, despite our best efforts, cannot be covered objectively under a specific head. For any such parameters which aren't covered under one of the heads I just mentioned, an adjudicator will have the right to grant or deduct a maximum of 10 points from the final score achieved by a vehicle. For every such action, the adjudicator will need to provide a detailed written rationale so as to keep the process fair and transparent. For the personalities, team and campaign awards, the team of judges deliberates separately, considering various parameters before deciding the final winners. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Park Navi Mumbai for coming on board as a venue partner and offering us their sprawling parking space and the rest of their fantastic hotel facilities to carry out these awards successfully. The beautiful property with plentiful open spaces is nothing short of a patch of heaven in the chaotic, densely populated concrete jungle we call Mumbai. It is located in close proximity to Mumbai's rare few shooting locations and has the right infrastructure and approach to support a media drive event like this. Before we start the adjudication process, all I would like to say is that every epic journey starts with a small step. And with this noble intent that we have in our heart, I am fully convinced that this inaugural iteration of Faster Awards will prove to be a key milestone for the auto industry and would be considered to be the holy grail of all auto awards in the country by the industry and audience alike. With that thought and intent in our mind, with great enthusiasm, I would like to say, let the games begin. Thank you very much.